Hello, in this video I want to highlight a certain technical analysis from a certain pair in which I am looking for opportunity at the moment. In the weekend I'll do my overall technical analysis, but let's zoom into a specific pair. Well, this is the US dollar Singapore dollar, and we are looking at the weekly chart. So we see that for the last, let's say, a year, a little bit more, price has been moving in this area right here. We haven't really seen a trending phase like we've seen over here, of course, but this is just the area where price is moving when it comes to the weekly chart. So with those excesses over here filtered out, I think this would be a interesting bottom. And of course, recently we came into these earlier highs. We kind of broke out a little bit, but now price is in a pretty big sell-off, as you can see. Well, multi-time frame analysis, that's what I call this. Now from the weekly chart I have this picture. I don't really need anything else to well, maybe one thing to point out is that from this support area on the weekly chart we started trending and back up. We came into this this resistance level where where price tried to break out, but it failed, and now we are seeing a sell-off already. So there was a trending phase, and maybe we are going into a trending phase now again. But I did a video earlier on. I'll maybe put the link in the description below, that these are some kind of supply and demand zones to me as well. So on the weekly chart, levels where price moves in and starts selling off or trending so aggressively, as we can see here, that are to me the way I look at supply and demand zones. So zooming in, we've seen this trending phase over here, then we saw some consolidation, sideways moving market over here. Just to show you guys what I mean, this was a period where price was stuck in between this level. So if you're a range trader or you're looking for anything like that, this also can be traded, but it's something for another video. Right now we are at this area over here. Price has been trending, tried to break out, and then we saw this that the price failed to get in, actually to get out of this range, and it fell back in and is now in a huge sell-off. So I usually do not trade a lot with indicators, as you may know. Let me see if I can put one in, because in this case probably we can see something else happening. Yes, so price was rallying up, then we saw this high, then followed up by this high, but was the first pin bar. So pin bars is also something you can add to your strategy, and then again it started rallying and pushed up again, forming another pin bar. So the pin bars on itself are information on your chart, but the thing I want to point out here is that we were seeing something else already. That's where I sometimes use the relative strength index for, because we were seeing the market was making still higher highs and higher lows, but when we came into this area over here, remember previous view on the weekly chart, so we knew that was an area of significance, an important area. We saw that the strength of the move was already declining. So that is called divergence. So in this case, price is moving up, but the indicator is showing us something else. So that's not something on its own to be trading, but it is indeed something to keep in mind, to add to a strategy. So this is where we're at now, the daily chart. When I zoom into the 4-hour chart, we can see the following. I've been watching this area and how it behaved price. So first I had a trend line over here. I think when it got broken it got my attention. So let me point out how I came to this trade. To me this was a trend line. I was watching, price was moving up to this trend line. If you put in a moving average or something like that, then probably this is a static trend line, and and probably a moving average, something to add to a strategy. Depends on what you like and what your rules are, but that could have been a kind of dynamic trend line or a dynamic support area. So this was the first thing that triggered my attention. It broke, it came back and started to move even lower, but I did not enter the trade yet. Why? Because to me there was this level of support was still in place, so as long as that didn't get broken, I was not ready to get in. Even also interesting to mention is that if you trade head and shoulder patterns, this could have been a first shoulder, or this area here could have been a shoulder, a head. We don't have the other shoulder actually, but in the case of a head and shoulders pattern, this wouldn't have qualified. But this, if it did, and we had another shoulder, this would have been the neckline. And if the neckline didn't break, I would not be in this trade. So this, you can argue about it if this would have been the support that needed to be broken. I believe that is the case. But again, you know, this was another high and this was another low, so over time you could have placed it like this. So on the break of this level, we could have judged that the neckline or the support really got taken out. We even had a retest that didn't hold, and then we started to sell off in this direction. So what are we looking at right now? Well, this is a complete trend reversal to me. The trend was up, then we saw a consolidation and a price didn't really succeed to move higher, and then we saw a break of this level, and on the daily charts we even saw some pin bars, and right now we are looking at a price that is already been in quite a sell-off. I did videos about FOMO, the fear of missing out. Something what you see here is qualifies perfectly for that kind of trading behavior, because now we see this trend and we were like, oh man, I was watching this all the time, I saw the consolidation, now it did reverse, and I am not in the trade. I personally am not in the trade as well at the moment, so that's fair to say, but I don't think that's a problem, because at the moment this is the first trend line I can draw, so let's see what happens from here on out. The thing I need in this case, the thing I will be hunting or watching for, is the following. I would like to, we don't know where this will be going. Again, if you do want to have an indication or where it could be potentially going, Fibonacci levels can be drawn on this, so you know how far in a pullback we are. Wait a minute. Let me just, before I'll draw that is something. Maybe on the daily chart we can see a certain level, and in fact it's this level. This is in the past this has been resistance. Also it has been support over here, and when we look further back, this has been not really, but like a little bit choppy, so I would not pay too much attention on that. So like I said, support, resistance, that was this area from over here. So potentially we are at a level where price could likely stall and start to move back up for now. But here is the thing. So go back to the 4-hour chart to complete my my idea of this trade. Let's extend this for now. Oh. It's like this. So get in. This is kind of a forecast, or a way to not predict. I always want to emphasize that there's no predicting or no looking into the future in trading. Right now we are at a bearish move, a down move, very clear. Let's see how price will behave from here on out. Would be great to see this trend line break and maybe see some correction. So that will mean price will turn bullish for a minute and come back into this level. And actually this was of course a break and a minor retest. Not really a retest on the 4-hour chart, more of a retest on the lower time frames. So let's see if we get a break and we get a move back into this support area. If it does turn, if it holds and it turns resistance, then we are in this trade to even further declines. So let's see, go back, what's the potential in this trade? Well, to me, I would always calculate the potential in a sense of where price previously found a strong support and resistance. So these levels I drew on the weekly chart are actually the first very important levels, because we see price is failing to really break those levels. So what do we see over here? Well, when it does reach this level, we will get in. Of course, I'll try to look for an entry that's more based on like this. That's described in my book, how to actually get into a trade once you spot one. So of course I'm gonna zoom in a little bit to find an even better entry than this one. But in the beginning, this is what we are looking at. Still a 2.5 risk reward ratio trade, so that could be a very interesting one. Of course, at the end we are aiming for this, but price does not move like this, so we probably get a retest, then we get a sell-off and bounce into this area again, because for the same reason support and resistance was here in the past. So probably we'll see something like this. Price will move into here. It's just the way markets move. Then we come back into this level, test this support, which will become resistance, and then we will go down. We could go down, we never know, but this is the scenario we're aiming for. So of course this could be an interesting level. So if this plays out, then you have a 2.5 risk reward, so that's enough. Of course, once price is back over here, we are getting it on our watch list, and we will try to find an even better entry. So maybe we can go in a little bigger, or we can manage our entry. And again, if we get into this area, price starts moving below here, and if another pullback comes, this is again a certain swing trade or a certain setup to be adding to this position. So I said it a little bit. How will you make sure you will not miss this trade, or in future miss this trade? Or because a lot of times you do your analysis, maybe in the weekend, maybe I don't know what your system is. There's a lot of reason and a lot of in daily life you miss the actual entry when it comes to actually executing your pre-thought about plan. So let me show you how I make sure I will never miss a trade. The bonus of this video, I use investing.com. This is the web-based version. They also have an app, and that's the thing that's great about this tool. The thing I do is I've noticed a certain level where I want to have an alert, so I click on alerts, and I want to see if price moves up. I think it was 37.9. Then I want to be price above 37.9. I want to be triggered. I want to be alerted because of course I want to know if price is there. I want to look at the chart and I want to find my entry. So I don't want it to happen next week when I'm not looking at the chart and I miss the trade. So the web-based version, but also the mobile app notification is switched on. So if I press create, I will now get a message on my mobile phone once price is there. And if I'm behind my computer and I have this website open, of course I get a message as well. So let's check back on the charts if my price alert was correct here. Well, not really. It's a little bit above the 38 level, so let's adjust. So here is the placed alert. I can adjust it if I want to, and let's say I want to get notified once it's over here. It doesn't matter, it's just detail, but you get the picture. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. I think this was a very good video about multi-time frame analysis, technical analysis, price behavior, zooming in from the weekly to the daily to the 4-hour chart to manage risk, and to find high probability or high risk reward entries. Also, as a bonus, we got the investing.com use of the price alerts also in an app, so it's also will be on your phone. So that being said, thanks for watching. As the most of you may know, my book is available. It's free. Check out in the description. Make sure you subscribe, like, and or comment. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll be working on the next video to help everyone starting off the trading career with success. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.